So, in any given scenario in an organization or in a community, you have to balance this question of, do we create a formal structure for something, or do we allow people to self-manage and create a culture where that problem or that scenario is being solved organically by the way that we do things around here? So an example might be in co-living, the dishes. So classic community living problem and something for which we usually choose to just create a very simple rule and say no dishes in the sink ever, and whether they're clean or dirty, you do your dishes, you dry them, you put them away. It's one of the things that we focus on creating a really clear system for, and overall it works. But underneath that, there's actually a culture of participation and of mutual support that's driving the following of the rule. So you can create rules all day, but if people don't actually use them, then it doesn't really work. So one of the things that we've done on the cultural level is kitchen dance parties. So after dinner, put up the music, and it's all about hanging out in the kitchen, dancing while you're washing some dishes, drying some dishes, pass it off to the next person, pass it off to the drying person, and you have fun with it. And so it's like the dishes don't feel like a chore, it feels like a party, everyone's there, you're not doing it by yourself, you're not angry about the person who left it there, you're just moving through it, and it can become one of the best things about living in community is like chilling and doing the dishes on a Tuesday night. So another example might be guests. So when is it cool to have guests over? Can they sleep over? For how long? How many guests can you have at any given time? How long can they stay? Can you put music on? So you could create a bunch of rules around every possible scenario of a guest, or you could create just a really simple kind of like values level agreement that says we love having guests in the house, and when people bring guests in the house, they're personally responsible for making sure it doesn't have an impact on the other residents. Boom. Simple solution. It's like that's the underlying issue we're trying to solve, is like, do our guests have an impact on the people who are living in the house? And so it's like, cool, we're going to create a culture where if you're hosting someone, you're responsible for making sure that they're cool and that they're respectful and that they're not making too much noise and that other residents don't feel weird about them being there. And it's as simple as that. So I think this also really applies beyond co-living out into organizations and groups and teams and businesses. It's really ultimately just human behavior and organization.